Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Court Cutting TV, Buforge Tax Preparation, Bravos Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Monzon Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook and on YouTube, Monday through Saturday, 10:30 in the morning local time. We get together to look at headlines from our city, our state, and our country. We look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions, your updates, and we combine all this information and put it to good use as a community of English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta, or hoping to come back to Puerto Vallarta, or looking forward to a first trip to Puerto Vallarta. If any of those categories fits you, just grab your favorite beverage and sit down. I have some headlines to share with you today. And I have a great feel-good story. Well, I think it's a great feel-good story. You let me know what you think when I share it. But first, let us head over to the news that I have prepared for you. And we start with a blank screen. Lovely. There you go. So, just so you know, in case you ride an Uber in the near future, the ride-hailing platform announced a fare increase of up to 7% in Mexico. And this is a measure that will be implemented in several cities across the country starting in July. We are in July. I cannot tell you whether these increases are already showing up in Puerto Vallarta or not, but in a statement, Uber justified the price increase based on changes made to the labor reform regarding digital platforms. I do know from reading a couple of headlines or a couple of articles on this matter is that there is some kind of disagreement between the Mexican government and the way Uber is going about raising their fees or throwing those price increases at consumers. One way or another, if you're on an Uber and all of a sudden your ride is a little bit more expensive than you're used to, just know that it's nothing personal. It's company-wide. And now that summer vacation is in full swing, the Federal Commission for the Protection Against Sanitary Risks, or COFEPRIS, went about sampling the quality of water at 289 beaches with the highest tourist influx in the country. And of course, what are they doing? They're measuring the number of Kaka molecules per millimeter of water. And keep in mind that the sanitary barrier is at 200 Kaka molecules. So if the sample has more than 200 Kaka molecules, then you shouldn't be swimming on that beach. So what were the results? Well, there are 3 beaches in Puerto Vallarta that are not fit for swimming, and one that broke the record in a most spectacular way. Remember, the molecule the molecule limit is 200. So the Quale Beach, right where the Quale lands or meets the ocean, ever so popular with locals, broke a record with 822, or 4 times as many Kaka molecules to be fit for swimming. Mismaloya Beach reached 497, or over twice as many, and Camarones just exceeded the limit with 211. So you could die from Kaka molecules, or you could die from swimming pool chlorine. Pick your poison, or go to the beaches in the municipality of Bahía de Banderas, in Nayarit, where all the beaches, including Sayulita, somebody was asking about Sayulita just a couple of days ago, all the beaches are fit for swimming with less than 100 Kaka molecules per millimeter or per measure. So there you have it. If you want to go swim in the ocean and you're concerned about caca molecules, go to Nayarit or avoid the three mentioned beaches. Now, I want to show you this because unless you're not paying attention to local news, you may have seen these images. It looks like a war zone, but it isn't. When I told you it's been pouring in the Guadalajara metropolitan area, I was not kidding. This is a little corner of a Zapopan neighborhood that fared so poorly with flooding that the Sapopan City Council will allocate 10 million pesos to support those affected by the flooding in the Martinica and Lomas de Tabachines neighborhoods from this past Tuesday. A total of 144 homes were affected, with 98 of them suffering property damage and another 27 undergoing structural assessments. 4 are now uninhabitable, and according to the Zapopan Civil Protection and Fire Department, there are 399 affected people that will receive support. Of course, we love it when it rains, but not when it rains so badly or when the city is so unprepared with flooding that these things happen. I read elsewhere that the city of Guadalajara will have no choice but to spend no small fortune on upgrading their underground drain pipes, because when it rains and it pours and the water accumulated in the city has nowhere to go, well, it clearly becomes a problem. Yesterday, I told you that there was an issue between the government of Mexico and the government of Canada about where the inauguration of the FIFA World Cup would take place. And Mexico will indeed host the opening match of the 2026 World Cup, according to President Claudia Sheinbaum, and also according to Gabriela Cuevas Barron, who's Mexico's representative to FIFA. They both confirmed that what was reported about a difference between whether the tournament would be inaugurated in Mexico or Canada was simply a rumor. It will happen in Mexico, and we couldn't be happier about that. And now let me, boom, 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 while I'm loading the weather, let's take a quick look at this.
What do Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, and Smokey Robinson have in common? They all came out of one place, Detroit, Michigan, Hitsville, USA. In the middle of the civil rights era, one man, Berry Gordy, built a musical empire with a simple mission: make music so good it breaks every barrier. From street corners to global stages, Motown wasn't just a record label. It was the sound of young America. Join Paco Ojeda for Stop in the Name of Soul, an engaging, music-filled presentation featuring 10 iconic recordings that tell the story of Motown's rise, its revolution, and its rhythm. Expect legends, expect stories, expect goosebumps. Stop in the Name of Soul will take place at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work on Thursday, July 24th at 5 p.m. Tickets are 300 pesos cash, available at the reception. Seating is limited. Get yours early.
Yeah, Motown. I love it. Snarky Weather says, the sun is not your friend. Don't believe his lies. Well, I think the sun is my friend, so whatever. 31 degrees right now. Humidity is at 68%. Our weather forecast for today says we're going to have clear skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 37%, a high of 33, and a low of 25. Then tomorrow, Friday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 50%, and a high of 32 and a low of 26. Then Saturday, rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 51%, a high of 32, and a low of 24. Moving right along, I have a couple of other things. I have two more things before we get into the feel good story. First of all, I want to let you know that the Ceviche and Aguachile Festival is returning to Puerto Vallarta for the 18th time. The event will take place in 10 days. It is a free event that will take place at the Parota Park, and it will feature tasting of over 40 dishes prepared by 10 restaurants in the city. So if ceviche and aguachile are your thing, this is a free event you may want to consider. I also want you to meet Mariana Martínez. Um, and who is this gal that clearly seems to be conducting an orchestra? Well, she is about to embark on her journey to Florence, Italy, to compete in the semifinals of the Antal Dorati International Conducting Competition. Mariana Martinez happens to be the principal cellist of the Jalisco Philharmonic Orchestra, and she is celebrating an achievement that places her amongst the world's most distinguished talents out of some 250 applicants of various nationalities. Maestra Martinez is one of 9 selected for the next stage, and she is the only Mexican and Latina and a woman in this prestigious competition. So I'm excited about that, if anything, because as you know, I'm a big fan of the Jalisco Philharmonic. The Jalisco Philharmonic is one of the finest orchestras in Mexico, and whenever they have juicy concerts in Guadalajara, I love to head in that general direction. Now, I hope you'll indulge me. I have a feel-good story that I wish to share with you because it has some impact in what we do here at Coffee and Headlines, and it has to do with my dear friend and colleague, Alexis Velasco. Now, if his face looks familiar, well, chances are you've been at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, where Alexis works doing social media and event coordination. In fact, Alexis is responsible for helping me set up my schedule of music appreciation presentations at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. But my history with Alexis goes back longer than I can remember. Back when I was the managing editor at the Verta Lifestyles publishing group, and I was looking for an editorial assistant, Alexis came and interviewed, and the company gave him the job at my recommendation, and I could not have been a happier person. Having Alexis work with me in the editorial department at Vallarta Lifestyles was heaven sent. He, from the very first day, he showed initiative. He went out of his way to come up with ideas, to be creative, and share solutions to the day-to-day challenges of writing content for not only Vallarta Lifestyles magazine, but for other publications and a website. I hated seeing him go when he went on a sabbatical to France, and then he applied for a job at the Joint Boutique Hotel. I remember fondly that at the time, I didn't know my friend Eric, the owner of the Joint. I had not had the pleasure to acquaint myself with him, but I remember writing to Eric and saying to him, you better take care of this man because he has been amazing at Vallarta Lifestyles. And lo and behold, Alexis has grown in his position and responsibilities at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. Why am I telling you this? Because Alexis has applied for a scholarship at La Sorbonne in France to study a master's degree in cultural tourism. I know this because he asked me to write a letter of recommendation for the scholarship. He has been accepted at the program, but he doesn't know yet if he has been accepted for the scholarship. And in having a conversation with him, he has actually already given notice at the Joint because he figured, even if I don't get the scholarship, I'm still going to go. I'm still going to go and find a way to make it happen. And I asked him, well, what are you going to do about money? And he says, well, all the income that we derive from our Airbnbs in Yelapa are paying for my expenses. Alexis and his family have had properties in Yelapa for many, many years, and he's been an Airbnb host for three properties. And as soon as he said this to me, I figured I want to help. So starting tomorrow, the Casas Antonetta in Yelapa are going to become a community partner for Coffee and Headlines for 1 year, because I figured if we can promote rentals at these properties and help Alexis fulfill his dream to continue his education, it's the least I can do for a friend and a colleague of the finest, finest quality. So, what I did, and this is something that Alexis did not have set up, is I said to Alexis, "Do you have a website that serves as a landing page for the three properties?" And he said, "No, I don't." So I put things to work, and in a couple of hours, I put together this landing page, this website for him to be able to use while we are doing this with and for him. So it says, Casas Antonieta, stay in Yelapa, support a dream, a special stay with a meaningful purpose. And it tells the story of how your reservation helps Alexis fund this 2 year journey of education and transformation. And then it has a brief description of the casitas with a link to the Airbnb listing and photos of the three casitas. But it also gives you the option of getting a special rate if you book directly through Alexis. So that's the first casita, Casa Antonieta. Then there's Casa Lolita. And then there's Casa Mitoña. And then a little bit more information about Yelapa. So this is essentially my feel-good story. And the beautiful thing about these casitas is that they are all located within the same property. So you could even rent 2 or 3 of them if you're a larger group, and you can enjoy Yelapa with your friends. So this is what we're doing. And I say we because I'm inviting you to learn more about these properties. And if you're headed to Yelapa, the casitas are well furnished. They're air conditioned. They're beautiful. I've never seen them in person, but I'm looking forward to finding time to go spend a weekend in Yelapa and support my dear friend. I am devastated to see him go, but I am so proud of him for taking this leap and continuing his studies. I also suggested to Alexis to start a GoFundMe. If he does, I will be the first to support him with this venture. In the meantime, hey, if you're headed for Yelapa, here are 3 great casitas that you may want to consider. And that brings us to the end of what I bring to the table today. And now let us take a quick look at, needless to say, he's not paying for becoming a community partner. Needless to say, this is something that Coffee and Headlines, that you are helping me fund by allowing me to have another community partner. So there you have it. Let us all go to Yelapa. Ooh, I sounded like, never mind. Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good mornings, good mornings. Betsy, way to go. Betsy plans to pick up her Motown presentation tickets today. I love you, my friend. Many, many good mornings. Ouch. 34 degrees in Seattle yesterday. I hope it was not as humid as it is here. Oh no, Sean, your time in Puerto Vallarta is over. It was so nice to see you at Music Appreciation the other day, and it was so nice to hear that you're having a good time, that you connected with volunteer pursuits. This makes me very, very, very happy. Let's see. I love the two videos you posted. The tacos look amazing. Carnitas are my favorite. Carnitas are great. We love carnitas. Let's see. Many, many, many good mornings. Hello, Gina. Gina, who has a special isolated section of her restaurant with air conditioning in case you've been doubting going to a whiskey kitchen in the summer heat. I saw from afar that there's a section of the restaurant that is now enclosed. So there you have it. A Gina Burger under air-conditioned circumstances sounds like a good deal. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see what else. I love the pun from Chris. Those are very shitty beaches. Where is our drum? Here it is. There you go. Da 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 da. Let's see what else we have. As more people move to this area, there's been no new sewer infrastructure built. That's a major issue. Oh, don't get me started, Rod, because one of these days, with all the condos, you're living in Bucerias, here in Vallarta, with all the condos that they're building, one of these days, the city will explode in Kaka splendor. I just know it. And I side with this comment wholeheartedly. Sean says, I hope the Uber drivers see a higher income. Food for thought, friends. Uber takes such a big chunk of the money that drivers get to see at the end of the day. So if you ride an Uber, if you can, be generous with your tip, and be generous with a cash tip, because if you add a tip to the system, as I understand it, Uber will also take a cut from that. So I always make it a habit to go on an Uber and give my tip in cash, just because. You don't have to, but it's a nice choice. Sorry, Paco, it's pronounced FIFA. Well, Mary, I'm going to get feisty. I'm going to say FIFA, just because I can, and remind you of, not you directly, but, with all the bad pronunciations that I get from my English-speaking friends, I think I can get away with one from time to time. So, with your permission, I'm going to call it FIFA because it sounds good to me. FIFA, tomato. It's farmacia, not farmacia. Oh, don't get me started. It's la comer, not la comer. I should make a list of colorful things you mispronounce all the time. Let's see what else we have. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Linda says your music appreciation nights are always excellent and so well researched. Fun. Looking forward to Motown next Thursday. That makes two of us. Yay. Let's see what else we have. FIFA. Okay, I'll remember FIFA. With Kaka Water, you get the revenge of Moctezuma. I suppose that's true. Let's see. Oh, Michael, I tell you, back in 2012, I always enjoyed going to your Verta Lifestyle office and seeing everyone there. Was always a good time, good vibe. I remember Alexis with Maricruz. Yes, that's it. I used to have my cubicle, and to my left was Alexis. I was Maricruz Montezeoca, who did the design of the magazine, and to my right was Alexis Velasco, who was my assistant. It was the best of times. But then the magazine got purchased, and we're gonna leave it at that. Let's see. Well, I love you back, Laura. Let us all book a vacation in Yelapa. I haven't been to Yelapa in forever, and that is such a great excuse. And the units look really, really wonderful. If you take time to look at the show notes and look at the link, which will be in the show notes every day for a year, go look at the Airbnb listings. There are tons of photographs, and it really looks great. And the casitas are in the middle between the beach and the town. So 5 minutes each way, you are going to be where you want to be. Betsy, it is my pleasure. It is my pleasure. I'm going to cry like a baby when he goes, but I just know that he's going to be a great person. And you know what's the best part of it? When he becomes an old fart like myself, he will pay it forward. I know that. I know that for a fact. Paco, will you do a walk around Yelapa? Oh, a huevo. Of course I will. I haven't been in forever, and I would love to explore Yelapa and do a video and stuff. Yes, let's make it happen. David Riley asks, is Parque Parota the place across from Villa del Palmar in the hotel zone? Yes, the answer is yes. That is the Parota Park. Oh my God, a commission. Paco, if you wanted to organize yourself one weekend, I would pay the fee for the 2 nights on the condition that you do a walk around and give us the features of Yelapa. Whoa, a commission. I just got a commission. What do I have for that? Well, let's try this one. Okay, we have a commission. I am going to Yelapa. I am going to do a video tour of Alexis Casitas, and we'll do a video tour of Yelapa. I will do that with mucho placer. Thank you very much. Dev says we could do a tit for tat on pronunciation. Might be fun. Oh, yes. Yes. And Michael says we don't talk about the magazine anymore. No kidding. What magazine? We're going to leave it at that. And this, oh my God, I feel so good. Thank you, Michael. That was so generous. I will coordinate with Alexis. And oh my God, what a great broadcast. Thank you all for being so amazing and for bringing so many good vibes into everything that we do. Thank you for another great broadcast. And thank you for sharing the news. Please, when you look at the show notes, spread the word of these casitas. Spread the word of other community partners, including Michael Beaufort, who, along with his brother, has been an amazing community partner. I know that Michael's brother is going to be in Puerto Vallarta in November, so I'm hoping to get them both together for an interview. Wouldn't that be fun? Thank you so much for everything you do to keep us here, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.